Hey team, this is Hard Work Pays Off coach Sam Petrich. Today I wanted to talk about hand care. We got a lot of questions about how do people take care of their hands, what do you use, and all those good things. So obviously whenever people try CrossFit or do CrossFit for a long time, they talk about how they get calluses on their hands. And obviously if our hands get ripped, then that creates an issue for working out the rest of the week. And so we want to make sure that we take time and we take care of our hands. So the first thing I want to talk about is grips. So there's a bunch of different gymnastics grips out there. You can use whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I've found as a good brand for grips for me. I've tried a lot of different brands. There's Bear Complex, there's a bunch of different ones. These are called Raylan grips. They make different ones. This is one that doesn't have any holes. They have a 3-finger hole, and they also make a 2-finger hole depending on what you like to use. I personally like to use the ones without holes if I'm doing any sort of like toes to bar, bar muscle ups, chest to bar pull-ups. And I always suggest getting a size bigger than whatever the measurement is. The reason for that is because when you go to jump on the bar, you want the grip to go and hang down farther. If it's higher like this, you won't have as much grip. So I want a longer piece here for as I go over the bar, right? So then when you go over the bar, it actually hangs over, so you have more leverage to hang on to. So these are the grips that I use. Again, you can use whatever grips you want. A lot of people will complain about this part and how it pulls on their wrists and it'll hurt your wrists. What a lot of us use, or what you'll see us using, are these little Nike sweatbands. You can cut socks too and put those on, it doesn't really matter. But we've found that if you put that on and then you put the grip over top, and then it's essentially sitting like that, then as you go and you do your pull-ups or chest bar, toes bar, or whatever it may be, this protects your wrist so that you don't feel that pulling or that burning that can happen just by the pressure that's put on from the grips. So this is basically what I've used for my grips, and I use every day basically, and it just goes like that. But yeah, so that's as far as the grips go and what I use. Again, some people like the 3-finger, 2-finger. I just don't. I like to be able to just go, and I don't like to waste time putting my fingers in and out of the grips. The next thing I'm going to talk about is actually the hand care part of what we should try to be using. So I personally use the sandbar. It just has kind of like a sandpaper on the outside of it, if you can see that. But I do this daily to try and sand down my hands. So basically you would just put it straight on your hands like this, sand down those calluses that you'll tend to get. And what I like about it is that basically all you have to do is take this bar, run it under some hot water, dry it off, and it's good to go. Other bars and other things, you have to actually like buy new sand things and stick it on and put it around. And I don't know, I just don't like doing that. So this I found has worked really well. I just sand down my hands. If you ever get a tear, something that I like to use also is like a rip fix. I don't know if you can see that, but basically you put it on your hands, and that will help heal your hands quicker if you do end up ripping, which most of us do. This goes a long way. I've had it for a long time and it lasts for forever. So I just think that that's another good tool. The last thing I use is just a hand shaver or a callus shaver for your feet. They just make little blades that go in. It looks like this. And I just soak my hand for 5 minutes in warm water until my hands get super soft. And then I just take the callus shaver and I shave my hands down. There's a fine line between shaving it too deep, where it makes your hands actually start to hurt, and just kind of getting that dead skin off and shaving the callus off. So you have to play around with that and find what works best for you. I like to soak my hands because it makes it softer, and then it doesn't hurt as bad when you're shaving it, and it's a lot easier to do. So these are my little tips on hands and how to take care of your hands, of course, and then also always wearing grips depending on how much volume you do. But I definitely would invest in some grips and find out what works best for you. So I hope these little tricks and tips help you guys out. All right, have a great week.